Hello, hello. I have a question for you guys. Can you create something big and something worthwhile without having a clear vision? So this is going to be the topic of today. So today I was having a conversation with a very good friend of mine, and we were talking about 2024, and we were discussing what it is that we want to accomplish this year, but also we were talking about what happened 2023, okay? And why is it that some of us are feeling a certain way? Now, here's the thing, okay? I'm going to be super vulnerable with you guys. Last year, 2023, was a very interesting, hard, challenging year for me, okay? A lot of things, like I started the year thinking a certain way, and then right around a few months in, hi, Emma, right around a few months in, things started to change. Things started to shift. And God has a really big sense of humor. Right around June, I was watching a live with Garrett, and he said something that just like threw me back and had me start to think about really where do I want my life to go and in what direction do I want it to go. And I got to tell you that from that conversation, which was like at the end of June, maybe beginnings of July, till like the end of the year, okay, till like November, I was constantly, hi, oh, you're so sweet. Emma, okay, let me focus here. Okay, you guys, I love your comments. Keep them coming. I am reading them, okay? So I was, from July all the way to November, I was in this like moment of like, I could just feel myself shifting. I didn't know where I was shifting. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. But I gotta tell you, I wasn't feeling like my normal self was feeling. I almost feel as if I was dying. Like who I know myself to be and like or who I knew myself to be in the last few years, like that was leaving my body, okay? Then comes November, I went down to Dana Point and had this amazing week with Garrett and the Warrior Trainer Program. And then here comes December, I did another Garrett Warrior Pivot Protocol, planning out 2024, and I went to the Tony Robbins Date with Destiny. So like, since like the last half of the year of 2023, I just felt like I was shedding and I was like rediscovering myself, okay? And so now here we are, 2024. And Carmen and I, who is what I was having a conversation with her today, her and I started talking about like things about our business and where do we want it to go and like all these things. And here's what I told her. And since I said this to her, it's been coming to my mind. And that is, I was sharing with her that sometimes we feel a certain way and we feel almost like paralyzed and we don't know where we're going. We don't know what we want to do because we lack a clear, compelling, exciting vision. And if we don't have something that's pulling us forward, all that we have is the memories of the past. And here's the thing, okay? Here's something that I learned this year. Well, I kind of knew it, but like you know something and then you really know something. One of the seminars I took, okay, I did a lot this last year. And one of the things that I got was when you have never achieved success and you've never really tasted whatever definition of success is for you, when you've never achieved success or you've never had that type of level of success that you consider important or significant, you have nothing to lose. So a lot of the times you are better off than a lot of people, right? When you have never tried going for something because of whatever the case may be, circumstances, limitations, or whatever, if you've never gone for something and therefore there's not a lot of risk for you to go other than your own limiting thoughts and your own limiting beliefs, right? But here's the thing that happens with a lot of us. And that is that once you've achieved some type of level of success, once you've achieved some type of whatever you've accomplished, and then you get stuck and you get paralyzed, a lot of the times that is one of the most dangerous places to be. Because what ends up happening is it's like you already know what it took to get here. You already know what it took to accomplish this level of success. And whether it's sacrifices, of course, sacrifices, pain, all these things that come with success. You cannot achieve anything great without having some bumps on the road. You can never achieve anything worthwhile without conflict in your life, well, of whatever kind, okay? So if you've reached this level of success and then you become like plateau, okay? What ends up happening is sometimes you want to go up here. But in order for you to come up here, here's what needs to happen. This version of you needs to die. This version of you must go. Because who you are right here, or who you were if you've lost that level of success, will not get you up here. It will not. It cannot, right? So then you're like, okay, well, how do I get up here, aka the next level of whatever you're going for? And that is that there's a couple of things that need to happen, okay? Number one is you need to acknowledge what is working in your life, okay? What is working in your life right now? And then number two, you got to acknowledge what is not working in your life right now, okay? And it's called the peak. Maybe one day I'll put a little board. I'm going to get this iPad thing that's going to show you all this stuff, but it's going to be a peak to pit. And here's the thing, a lot of people don't peak. Okay, there we go. A peak to pit situation happening. And in order for you to get back up here to the next peak, this version of yourself must go, must die. And there is a gap between here and here. And this gap right here, there are certain things that need to happen and need to occur in order for you to go from here to here. Number one, you got to acknowledge where you're at, like true reality of where you're at. And you got to acknowledge what's working, what's not working, okay? But then, not only that, but you've got to have a compelling future, something that is going to pull you to this direction, okay? But before you even do that, here's something that a lot of us don't do. I know I didn't do this until this year, like really at a deep level, okay? I encourage you to take this on if you're watching this, okay? And that is, go back, I'll put this on the post, but here's what we need to do. And it's going to be a little bit painful, or it could be. Well, it should be. And that is, you got to stop and assess where you're at. You got to stop and assess where you are at right now. Like, no kidding, like to the core, like no lies, no bullshit, like no holding back. Like, where are you in your life right now? Okay? Where are you with your body? Get on the scale. Do the fat index. Do all of it, okay? Where are you in your finances? Open your bank account. Look at how much money you have. Look at the debt. Look at, you gotta look at your reality. How are you doing with your relationship? Okay? I just posted a lesson from the stack, and that is that if we don't think that our relationships play a huge, not a little bit, a huge role in our finances, in our business, in our career, we are like fooling ourselves. Okay? Relationships with what? With everything. Relationships with yourself, relationship with your kids, relationship with your significant other. Like, the relationships that matter to you make a huge impact in your life. And to think otherwise is a complete illusion. So before you go off and create all these goals for 2024, and before we go off and have this amazing vision of our future, we must first stop and assess where we're at. Like, really, where are we? Okay? And what's working? And then, boom, the pit. What's not working? Not to beat yourself up, but to be able to acknowledge the things that must change, must transform in order to go from here to transform from the pit to the next peak. You cannot go from here to here without like ups and downs. It is not going to happen. But if you already know that that is the direction that you will be heading, when you have these ups and downs, it will not derail you. It will not completely take you off your tracks. Because what will happen is you will acknowledge it's part of the process. And you're so clear on where you're going, you're so clear on the vision that you have for your life, that these things are just temporary bumps on the road. So, as I was talking to my girlfriend Carmen, I was sharing with her, I said, one of the things that has been lacking for a lot of us, and I'm including myself, okay? And that is that we have not had this compelling, clear, exciting vision for our future. And that's why we get stuck on the stories of the past. We get stuck on what we had to do, all the pain, all the disappointments, all the letdowns, all the how do you say it in English? I don't know how you say it in English, but all the letdowns, okay? All the things that you feel hurt, like people left your life this last year. And guess what? They also left 2022 and 2021 and 2020. But for whatever reason, I'll speak for myself, this last year, because it was a challenging year, everything was magnified. All the losses were just magnified, right? And that sometimes overpowers all the blessings in our lives. So I was sharing with her that one of the people that I knew, okay, because he passed away, that had the most ridiculous ability to cast vision for people and make you be part of that vision was our founder, Mark Hughes. Is somebody like Grant Cardone. These human beings have such a way of just casting vision and injecting so much energy into it that you're like, oh my God, I don't know. I want to do something. Where are you going? I don't know, but I want to do something. Like, their energy is so infectious. Their energy and their vision is so addicting that it's like you want to go and you have no idea where you're going, but you're like, I'm going somewhere. So I'm going to share with you something, okay? Her and I said we got to stop first before we do anything else this 2024. And we've got to be super clear on what is the vision that we're going to create for 2024. Now, I will tell you, in December, I did this for my own personal life and my business and my body, my relationships and my career and my business and my finances. But, we're going to do it for something that we're going to be doing together. And as I hung up the phone with her, I started to think, man, you know what? This is harder than a lot of us can admit, because to know what we really want is not always easy. A lot of times we're so clear on what we don't want. We're so clear on what we don't want to have, what we don't want to experience, what we don't want to feel. So many times we are so good at the I don't want that, which is great, and that's a great way to start. But if then I ask you, or if I ask myself, what do I really want? That's not always so easy to answer. And that's not always so easy to have a clear vision in my mind or your mind. Drop a I get it if on the chat if you understand what I'm saying. If you're watching this on replay, on the comments, right, I get it. Here's the thing. So many times, right, we're like, we want a better life. And then if we really stop and think, well, what does that look like? What does that feel like? What do you want to have? What do you want to experience? It's not always so easy to answer that. Okay? I challenge you. Maybe it is for you. But I can tell you, okay? Yes, nice. I can tell you that for the most part, a lot of us don't have a clear, defined definition of what we really, really want until we sit down and think about it. We sit down and work on it. So for 4 days in December, I did that. For 4 days, I looked at this event called Pivot Protocol, right? There's going to be another one. So if you guys want to know more information about that, and you're watching this replay, DM me or in the comments below, just write, tell me about it, okay? And I'll send you the info, okay? And, we did 4 days of nothing but planning out 2024 in December. And they're going to do another one in January. Okay. A lot of people asked me during the time I was doing it, what are you doing? What are you doing? But I didn't know that they were doing another one, but they are doing another one. So if you want to know about it in the comments, okay, or DM me, say, tell me about it. Okay. And I will tell you about this Pivot Protocol event that they're going to have. And we literally sat down and for 4 days straight, okay, we looked at where are we? Okay. And then we built these impossible games. Number one, we built the reasonable game. And although, like Garrett said, it doesn't sound very exciting, but here's what we got to do. We got to think about what is that next step? Just the next step. Yes, I want to be over here. Great, fantastic. But what is that thing that you need to do right now? Is this. Let's do that. Don't worry about this. We know where we're going, but what's the next thing you need to do? Let's do that. Okay. Hi, Raquel. And so we went through this for 4 days. Okay. And then as we were doing it, I got to tell you, it was like, okay, clearly, what do you want? And it wasn't until I actually sat down and was like super, like, I don't want to say emerged. I was emerged in the process of being clear about what I wanted, that everything started to like open up for me. And I started to get excited. Hi, Raquel. I started to get excited about my 2024. I started to get excited about going to the gym. I started to get excited about my meditation. I started to get excited about my connection with my husband and my son. I started to get excited about where I'm going with my business and my finances. Right? It's like, I'm so excited for 2024 because I have a clear vision of where I'm going. But it sounds easier said than done. So I'm going to ask you, right? If you have made New Year's resolutions, right? That's fantastic. But I'm going to encourage you to take some time. And if you don't know how, reach out to me. I will send you. They're having Garrett's having a 30-day trial on his Warrior app, which is like so awesome. I do it every morning. It's called stacking. We stack, and like you get to talk to God, you get to talk to yourself. It's like the most amazing thing. Okay. He's doing a 30-day trial. So if you want to know about it, DM me or put in the comments below, tell me about it. Right. And I'll send you all the info. I'm not making anything from it. I just want to share it with you guys because a lot of times, we just need to have some time with ourselves. We just need to have some time thinking about what it truly is that we really want, and to be really honest with ourselves, like where we're at, what's working, what's not working, where do we want to go. And it's not until we take that time to really put that energy and that energy and that investment forward, that things are not going to change. Listen, 2023, I sat down, I wrote down resolutions. I sat down and I wrote down things that I wanted. Ask me if, number one, if I accomplished any of them. The answer is a big fat no. No. Ask me if I got close to accomplishing any of the goals, resolutions that I wrote down. The answer is no. No. None of them. Now, ask me if I was constantly reviewing them. No. Ask me if I was, yes, we forget about our goals. Ask me if I was being held accountable to any of them. No. Ask me if I was excited about them a week after I wrote them down. The answer is no. A big fat no, 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 no to everything. Right? And so that's why I'm finding myself in 2024, at the end of 2023, thinking, shit, I didn't accomplish any of my goals. I didn't accomplish any of the things I said I was going to accomplish. And I thought to myself, fuck, Karla, are we going to do this again in 2024? Are you really going to have another year of this? And I was like, fuck, no. So I started to think, what needs to change? What needs to alter? And so I am putting things in place. I'm surrounding myself with people that are forcing me to play a higher game. Okay, and I say forcing because I'm like, oh, I'm going to go see them next week and I better show up better than I was a month ago. I'm going to see them every month and I better show up, improving. Why? Because the people that I'm going to be surrounding myself with in 2024 are going to play a bigger game. And therefore, it's going to, because who I am, that I have that I have not tapped into my internal princess / warrior woman that I am, okay? Because I have forgotten and haven't tapped into who I truly am, I have not been, yes, Raquel, I have not been setting higher standards for myself. And I've been like, it's okay. It's okay. And no more. This year, 2024, in order for it to be different for me, I gotta elevate my standards. I gotta raise the bar. And the only way that that's going to happen is if I surround myself with people that are going to play that kind of game. The only way that that's going to happen is if I'm being held accountable to doing certain things every single day. And the only thing that's going to, for me, the only thing that's going to make that happen, okay, is if I'm being challenged. Because I'm the type of person that someone challenges me and I'm like, all right, fuck, watch me. Okay, that's just who I am. What? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But that's who I am. Like, you challenge me and I'm like, okay, vas a ver, cabrón. And I like this person comes out. My dark warrior comes out, right? And it's like, okay, here we go. And it juices me. It fires me up, okay? Look at me. I'm like all fired up just thinking about it. But here's the thing. It's got to be somebody I respect. It's got to be somebody I admire. It's got to be somebody that I care something about. Because if the neighbor tells me something, I'm not going to tell that neighbor, watch me, right? It's like, okay, that sounds good, right? So I'm going to challenge you for 2024. You want things to be different for 2024. You want things to change? Okay, give your life some time. Meaning, sit down. Think about what it is that you want. Set a clear vision, okay? And make it like in steps. If you want to know how to do that, reach out to me, okay? They're having it, I think, in the middle of January or something like that. Another pivot protocol. They're having another event, okay? So reach out to me and I'll send you the info, okay? And then you can contact them and you can see if you want to do it, okay? But if not, then do it with somebody else or get some people together and like do something where you sit down and you think about it, not just by yourself, okay? But to sit down and do it with other people that are gonna help you scale your business and scale your life. And then set goals, like we set the impossible game. We set the rational game, the radical game, and the impossible game. Okay, and when I was writing the impossible game, my hand was shaking. I'm like, oh shit, this is big. But it's like, what would have to happen in order for you to be like that? If that happens, that's impossible. That's what we wrote down. But we didn't stay there. We wrote the rational, okay, nothing too exciting, but okay. And then we wrote the rational, the radical, and the impossible game. And I gotta tell you, I'm so excited, but I'm also very freaking scared. I am so scared, you guys. Like, seriously, like, I'm not even exaggerating when I say I have not been this scared since like 10 years ago when I started teaching at USC. Like, that made me nervous. I was like, oh shit, because it was a different arena. It was like a whole different way of operating in the world, right? And so I got some things that I'm going to be coming out with, okay, that it's going to be specifically for women entrepreneurs. Oh, and look at my t-shirt, my sweatshirt. It's going to be specifically for women entrepreneurs to help us elevate our lives and to tap into that woman that you know you are and to give you the tools and the resources to build the business and the life that you really want. So I'm so excited about that because number one, I am going to be living it before I can lead it. And that's what we're doing. So if you guys want some more info, DM me or leave a message on the comments. Say, tell me more. And I'd be more than happy to send you the resources that you need. Okay. And also I'm going to be, Garen and I are going to be, well, he's my mentor this year and we're going to be doing some stuff and he's going to be coaching me every step of the way to be able to really give women access to all his warrior curriculum. I've been following him for 10 years. And I got to tell you, I used to always say if I was a guy, I would so invest in his programs. But it was always just for men. Well, guess what? Now, Nadia, send me a message on comments or on DM because once the live closes, I won't be able to see these messages here. But, you know, here's the thing. He finally opened it up to women, okay? And I am so excited that I am taking this 2024 journey with him. And I got to tell you, I'm super excited and I am really freaking scared. Okay, because he literally said, if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, not just to me, to everybody, to the group, he said, if you don't do what I'm telling you to do by Q1, you will be kicked out. I was like, I don't want to be kicked out. I've been waiting 10 fucking years for this. I do not want to get kicked out. So I'm like, okay, shit, Karla, get your shit together. Okay. Yes, I'm going to do great. Yes, I am, Raquel. You know, God has been preparing me this for 10 years. I've been teaching entrepreneurs for 20 plus years with Herbalife and then at the entrepreneur program at USC. And I think it's now time for me to do something, you know, in addition to that. I'm still going to be doing that, but also I'm going to be doing something to really help entrepreneur women in all different stages that you might be at, how to really, you know, start your business and to scale your business. But entrepreneur is the name of the game. Yes, it is my blood. I love love, love, love business. I love working with women that want to make their money, right? While still being feminine. I love all of that. So I'm excited for 2024, you guys. So here's the deal. I invite you, take some time to set some clear goals. Take some time to have a clear vision for your life. And don't do it by yourself. Don't be a Karla in 2023 doing it all by myself right here in my kitchen. What do you call this thing? Island table. Okay. And then guess what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened, okay? Don't do that. Now, maybe that works for you, but it didn't work for me. So I encourage you, if you want some more information, DM me or send a message right here in the comments. Say, tell me more, and I'll send you all the info. You guys can do the pivot protocol with Garrett at the end of the month, and or I can send you some info on his 30-day warrior stack thing that he has going on. And then whenever I got my stuff launching, I will definitely let you guys know, because we're going to be doing something fabulous for women entrepreneurs to give us all the access to having it all eventually. But it all starts with your business. It all starts with you. Okay. All right, guys, have a blessed day, and we will see you later.